Hello, good morning. Good morning. I'm awake. Okay, let's do this. Not a good sign for me to oversleep on a day where I'm begging my brain to work properly. Oh my god. Hello everyone. Hi Jen, hi Elixir, hi Dead Grove, hi Kari, hi Anjali. Hello. Welcome on in. I am behind on lore for sure. I was traveling for a bit, so I've missed a lot. Hi Addison, welcome on in. Hi everybody. If at any point you notice I am missing something, please tell me so I can add it. Preferably with the title of the stream it came from. I can look for the timestamp. But I know for a fact that I am missing things. Let me know if volume's okay. I turned BGM on, but let me know if it's too loud or too quiet or anything. Let's see. To recap, I think last time we only got through the summary. Hi Ophelia, welcome on in. I think we only got through will it be fine if I want to ask your thoughts on things? Of course! You can 100% ask me for my theories and my thoughts. I have too many of them. Ask whatever you want. I can't promise I'll have a proper theory on it, but I have a lot of thoughts and I don't mind talking about them at all. I put my theories in the past slides. To be honest, there are some slides where I very specifically say this is a theory. I'll wait until they're relevant. Okay. I don't know if I'll do that for this one. I might if I think it's necessary. I might for some things like Roscoe's member lore drops, which he has said that we can summarize and talk about. We just can't like directly copy and paste or re-upload the video or anything like that, right? And Lucy's the same way. We can summarize things, we can talk about things, but it can't be direct copy and paste or screenshots or whatever. So those will be included in the slides. Gail has also given us permission to talk about the lore VP, as long as it's just a summary and we're just talking about it. As far as I know, mostly asking first video. Oh, yeah, let me know whatever questions you have or what you need from me. As far as I know, Zanny and Cass don't have paywall lore that affects the overall story. Their VPs were lore inspired. I haven't listened to Lucy's 100k VP yet. I know there's lore in there, but I haven't watched it, or I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet. Bai still hasn't given me Roscoe's 2025 VP, so I haven't listened to that either. So if it's something missing from that, just let me know I'm missing something from the VP, but don't spoil the VP. I will listen to them eventually. I'm sad there aren't any edited essay video type videos about them. Yeah, it's cause like there's so much. There's honestly so much, and I feel like I've never done essay type videos about them, or I've never done essay type videos. I can write you an essay on them, and I can make you slideshows, and I have my lore thread and everything else, but I've never watched an essay type video. So I wouldn't know how to make one. But yeah, let's do a quick recap. Summary. Lore video. I'm just trying to figure out how far we got last time. But let's see. In their lore videos, we saw a bit about the boys. Avalon, that this should be something we all know by now, but when they first debuted, it was definitely something that was a point of confusion. And it's that Avalon is a place that grants wishes according to the lore. According to what they have told us so far. I have theories about this. There are 5 different crystals that can guide a person to this place. Each of the boys have one, although some have unclear origins. I think this is now untrue. We know where all the crystals come from now. There's so much we don't know, it's kind of hard to make a video essay. Yeah, low-key, yeah. This is untrue. Each of the boys have one, and it has been and we do. And origins have been explained. I will include it in their individual lore since I do plan to make a section for each one, but just to go over it now together. Gale got his from bounty hunting, and the 5th captain that he killed happened to have the crystal on him as well. Cass gets his passed down from the village. Roscoe got his from killing the scientist. Zanny got his from stealing from his family, and Lucy's was also passed down in the family, but it wasn't given to him originally. It was given to his friend Soul, and then when Soul died, it got transferred over to Lucy. So now we know where all 5 crystals for Avalon have come from. When it comes to Ravenous, I still have no idea. I haven't even seen half their crystals. I know some of the lore relating to their crystals has come out, and I know Malum is still taunting me with that fucking pre-debut lore video and telling me to figure out what the sound is myself. I am having a meet and greet with him in a month, and I am going to ask him on the spot, and he has to tell me, otherwise I will cry. If it was passed down by Lucy's family, why did Soul have it? I think Soul was a child of like the larger family. The way Lucy described it in his Menshi, which I'll have to pull up again once we get to actually summarizing that, it seemed like Soul was a kid that was like, you know, like in Fruits Basket, how the Somas are like a giant fucking family. That's kind of what it seems like Lucy's family was like. But it's not clear because Soul's last name was different. So I was a little confused as to whether they're actually the same family or whether Soul was just like a really close family or like a scion of the family or whatever. But Soul did have it. Soul died, and then Lucy ended up with it. I've seen that, but I don't understand either. If I understood everything, we wouldn't be here. I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, as a whole, Gale calls it a myth, referring to Avalon. Speaking of crystals, I wonder if Gen 3... Oh my god. If Gen 3's lore is also intertwined, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna give up. I'm gonna focus on Avalon only. I kind of already do. Bless your hard work. Thank you. I do it for free. But no, I mean, I'll try, I guess. I would probably like ask people way more to like give me updates. Because as it stands already, like I miss whatever lore drops Altus, Nayu, or Rysar might do on stream. I don't even get to watch many of Avalon that often. So we'll see how things go. You're gonna have a lot on your plate once Gen 3 comes. I already have a lot on my plate. Maybe they won't have crystals, but still be intertwined. I think they'd still be involved somehow, whether it's like a crossover or same storyline or whatever. They'll probably still be related. Oh, I forgot what I wanted to add. Let's see. I did not watch his stream yet, but I did see the beginning. FSP Lore is led by Roscoe Graves. He wants to make sure we all know this. Just a little. Our Lord King, yes. I remember seeing the beginning of stream, and I could only watch like the first 5 or 10 minutes, and all I heard was, I made the lore, I made the lore, I made the lore. And I was like, okay, can you get to the actual lore, please? Please. Anyways, it's fine. We thank God he makes the lore, because it is fun to look into. I mean, the more help I can get, the better for keeping lore. We do have a hashtag, which is Avalorium, and we have one for Ravenous, which is Loravenous. And that's open for anyone to use. So, yeah. Yeah. I'm not trying to gatekeep lore keeping at all. It's just something I do out of a passion. Pirate Bounty Hunter. You're still new to FSP. Welcome on in. I am not affiliated with them. I'm just a fan. I would like to clarify. I'm just a fan. You can do whatever you want because I am doing whatever I want. Yeah, but welcome to the family, our crazy magical family. Hi Chai, welcome on in. Let's see. Cass's lore video talks about him leaving to be stronger even though he dislikes humans. This is what kind of confuses me because in his lore drop during the Twitter space later on, he talks about how his village burned down, and then Lucy says that the entire village burned down, but I don't think that's true because how else, like, Cass getting the crystal and everything is seen to happen after the fire. I love how you've made a name for yourself as the Lore Ravelite. You should have seen me in the early days of Avalon debut when I was absolutely losing it over the smallest lore crumbs. Before we even understood what scroll, like, we didn't even know that there was going to be a scroll, a king, and a shield. In the days when we thought scroll was talking about Manesan. Oh my god. Because Scroll's first tweet was something like, oh, there's so much to do, and we all were like, oh my god, is Manesan tweeting through Roscoe's account? And then we got more, and then we were all like, what the fuck is happening? And now here we are. If you saw my crash outs from then, you would understand how I became the Lore Ravelite. She says with a bit of pain in her voice. Oh. No, Manesan is not canon to the lore. We didn't know he was tweeting lore because he was so fucking cryptic about it. He's my Kamiyoshi, everyone. I love him. But oh my god. We thought it was Manesan, not lore. He was also cryptic messages so quickly. Yeah! He was really building things quickly. That's what got me hooked. Anyways, Lucian, our other cryptic lore king, learns about Avalon and Crystal from his friend, makes plans to go and bring his friend with him for both wishes to be granted. Tragedy strikes, friend dead, invited by Gale and Cass to join them looking for Avalon. Strong enough to protect themselves, to protect Lucy. I don't have to write that he's a vampire, right? We all know he's a vampire, so I'm gonna move on. Zanny wants to live his life in peace. See that Zanny's been keeping an eye on the other three boys, which I think is the funniest part of his lore video, because if you look at his expressions, he's just being so silly. Demons waged war over one piece of crystal for years, claims he can lead them all to Avalon. Avalon is a place where realities touch, making the barrier between them thinnest. This is why I have a theory on whether Avalon actually grants wishes. Cass grew up with his crystal. It was given to him. It was given to him. He doesn't, I think, it's not clear when he gets it. Here we go. Desktop audio. Let's see. Oh my god, I don't have my headphones on. Hold on. Okay. I think he says he gets it because he was the strongest in his village.
Avalon, a place that can grant a single wish to those who can find it.
But I don't know how old he was when he gets it.
When all the crystals are united, they will show the way. And I have been entrusted with one of them. You see, I've always been the most magically gifted in my village. So
it does kind of look like he's always had it though, but I can't tell if like he's just wearing something that happens to look similar or if they just gave it to him. Baby Cass. Cass is 129. I believe now he's 130 because his birthday passed. His FSP birthday passed.
The elder told me that if I was to seek out Avalon, I would need to leave this village and The elder told protecting our crystal. So it was no wonder that I was tasked with protecting our crystal.
But I think getting the crystal still happens during the fire? After the... Oh, this could change things. Hi, Tiny. Welcome on in.
The elder told me that if I was to seek out Avalon, I would need to leave this village and ask for help from humans. Can you believe that? But staying with Arin...
Oh my god, this is the ring we got for birthday merch. Cute.
No power. If leaving is what makes me stronger, so be it. However, just because I seek out your help...
Where's his reference sheet? Oh my goodness. Where... Should be here, right? Oh my god, that's so zoomed in. Because he has a lot of gem embellishments to begin with. It's kind of a question of which one of these is the crystal, right? Oh my god, no. I think it's this one. Jinko? Okay, okay. I'll try to remember that. Let me see. I don't think he would have gotten it as a baby. But I do think he was sent away after the fire. And I do think, but it does seem like he had his crystal before the fire. Either way, okay. We'll put that in when we get to his, like, section. Oh, let's see. Oh yeah. Zanny's lore video. The crystals seem to light up, float as if reacting to something. My theory... Oh yeah. Excuse me. My theory is that Avalon was never the place to grant wishes, but instead it's the crystals that quote unquote... You didn't mean to add more confusion? No, it's okay. This is good stuff to analyze. Bless you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm embarrassed. Thank you. Oh. But this makes me think that Avalon was never the place to grant wishes, right? Because the crystals light up and they float and the crystals take you to Avalon. But we know that Avalon is a place where the dimensions between realities are the thinnest. And that's what Zanny mentions. I think that the crystals, quote unquote, grant wishes, because we know that Mortimer does things for an exchange, right? We know that powers are kind of channeled through the crystals. We know that they can be used for many things. I think they are the ones that actually grant the wishes, but as the myths were passed down, it got twisted into Avalon is the place that grants wishes, except it's the crystals and they're not just granting wishes, they're doing it as like an exchange. That's my theory, if that makes sense. But I don't think Avalon grants wishes anymore. I don't think that's the thing. Because, and here's the other thing, going back to our old slides, the other reason that kind of feeds into this theory for me is because of the monkey's paw, right? Both Gale and Roscoe have referenced monkey's paw. Gale himself never, I don't think, someone else mentioned monkey's paw first for Gale, but he did say like, oh yes, that explains it, because Gale mentioned that they got what they wished for, but they didn't really wish for that thing, but they got what they needed, right? And then Roscoe also mentioned monkey's paw at some point during a Minecraft stream when he was asking us for our theories. And if you don't know the story of the monkey's paw, it's where you make wishes, but every wish has a cost, because you're disrupting the natural balance of things. And because of this, I think that the crystal is the monkey's paw, because you wish for something, you get it, but you also have to pay something, right? And we see that happening with Mortimer. We know from King, Soldier, and Scholar that that's how things work with Mortimer. He will give you power, but he will also destroy things or whatever. You have to pay something, and you can't just get away with using his powers. So that's why I think Avalon's not the place that grants wishes, and nothing actually grants wishes. It's all a transaction. But we'll get to that. Or we'll write that down somewhere else. Let's see. Roscoe Graves. He's been experimented on. The crystal is literally his heart. He takes it and runs away. There's an image of him falling, which is him getting isekai'd. The arcade machine glitches. He uses his crystal to try to make it work. Makes sense for Gale too. And it makes it makes sense for Zanny as well, because Zanny has told us that Driss needs something, and it's something that Zanny has an abundance of, and he has confirmed that Driss feeds off of his ambitions. And so whatever Zanny does with Driss takes his payment in feeding off of Zanny's ambitions. What exactly that entails, we don't really know yet, but I know that's a thing. And then for Lucy, what's interesting is that Mortimer has implied that Selot takes pity on people, and that is related to Lucy's memory loss, right? So, but we don't know how Selot quite functions yet. As for Arthur, we know he gives visions, but Gale can't remember them. So there's something else going on there. There's something else going on there. But yeah. The crystal is literally his heart. He can't die. Oh my god, why did you indent so much? What is this? Why do you hate me? Which crystal do we know the least about? It would be Mirren. I know nothing about Cass's crystal, and it drives me absolutely insane. No, we actually know more about Gale's crystal than Cass's crystal. I don't know anything about what Mirren can do, or what Cass gains from Mirren. I know that Cass has been assigned to protect Mirren, and Mortimer has said that Mortimer made a comment about Mirren, about like how Mirren just let himself stay in the hands of elves. But even for Arthur, like Mortimer was like, Arthur likes sleeping. So Mortimer, my beloved. But in terms of crystals that we've gotten like information here and there on, it's Cass's. We haven't gotten any information about Cass's. Mirren, it's Myrin. The spelling's hard. We also know that all the crystals are based off of the Knights of the Round Table, and Arthur is Arthur. And all of them come from Arthurian legend, so that's also something to look into to find out more about them. Have I done that? No. But I know someone out there has. I know someone out there has looked into that. Can't die when... Oh, this isn't what I wanted. Let's try putting this over here. Can't die when he has the crystal, but he can feel pain. Why is the indent of this bullet point specifically so messed up? I will never understand. Okay, whatever. It's fine. Let's see. Oh, you're good. No worries. Mortimer's just a silly guy. Yes. I love him. No abomination. Whatever. I love him. He hates me. He hates the rascals because we go against the natural order, but that's fine. I can fix him. Oh my god. Anyways, Roscoe's timeline. This was also given to us. I missed that guy. That's what I'm saying. When are we gonna get to see Mortimer again? We can fix him. Roscoe, please. Which crystal, what each crystal does while we rush the stream. I will also put it in my slides, so I will get to that again, or we'll go over it again. Let's see. Roscoe gets isekai'd by lightning. Gale starts looking for the other crystals. The rest of the gang gets together to look for Avalon. They find it. Roscoe triggers some kind of dimension warping and brings them to where he is. They end up in his arcade. I want art of Roscoe's and Roscoe Sona's annoying Mortimer. I want Mortimer to have an official design. I'm calm. I'm calm. Avalon as a place. It's a place, not a thing. We can see it in Zanny's lore video. It's what all of us desire. This is what we've all wanted. Gale called Avalon a monkey's paw. No, Roscoe has also used this phrase when talking about Avalon. It gave them what they wanted, but it wasn't exactly what they expected. Note. In my brain, Kari's design is canon. I have Kari's design and Syl's design in my brain, and both of them live rent-free in my mind. Monkey's Paw is a story by W.W. Jacobs that warns people about the consequences of messing with fate. The monkey's paw was an item that granted wishes for a price. As the place continued, referred to as the opening during the night of Mortimer's stream. It is the place where lines between dimensions are the thinnest. Mortimer also seems to be referring to the dimensions as shards. Implies that the myth of wish granting may be wrong. And personal theory, the crystals are the ones who grant wishes, and at some point the myths blur together. Note. From what we have seen, I don't think I've seen we're like One Piece fans trying to figure out the One Piece. Yeah. This one. This was mainly because Syl and I were talking about lore, and one of my theories was which has since been thrown out the window, but one of my theories from back then was what if Mortimer is so mad at Roscoe because what if Mortimer is mad at Roscoe because the body that Roscoe is using was supposed to be Mortimer's? That was one of my theories, and that's where this design kind of came from, which also is where this came from. Yeah, here we go, the quote. What if Mortimer's anger towards Roscoe comes from the fact that the body was supposed to be his, and we talked about it more. So yeah, that was where that kind of stemmed from. That would have been cool. It would have been absolutely fucking sick. But we know that's not why, or we still don't know. It could be a possibility, but that's not the main reason Mortimer hates Roscoe. Mortimer hates Roscoe because he goes against the natural order and he's supposed to be dead, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, whatever. Mortimer was supposed to be a zombie twink. From what we have seen, every time you use the crystal's power, you're supposed to pay a price. Price, supposedly. Notes. This is from the D&D stream, and I should link that. I should link that. Let me see. It took me a while to realize Mortimer likely came from Sir Mordred from the Round Table. His aesthetic makes sense. Yes, yes, yes. For a while, I had a theory the voices were the voices of the body parts. I also had that theory, but then I learned more about the lore and that wasn't true. Don't you worry, we all had that theory when it was first coming out, and then we found out where they were actually from. Is that the second part of the D&D stream? Yeah, but I trust they will make it happen eventually. I should title the journey notes. D&D The Journey to Avalon begins. Okay, you're not alone on that. Absolutely not alone on that. 100% understandable. I don't like how this is formatted right now. Why are you doing this to me? Let's just see. Centered. And this is why the slides take me a long time. Okay, there we go. D&D stream. Yes, the D&D stream is canon. At least Avalon's was. This one is. I think the one that Altus did with the Ravenous Boys were not. All of it's canon. Or all of it's canon. Even the silly parts. Yeah, and there's some parts of it like just now make sense, like Gale knowing what guns are but no one else does, and the reason why Roscoe asked him to do a history check. That's been explained with Gale's 2.0 VP. Even the ability. Okay, so that one I'm not sure, actually. Good question. Is Roscoe here? Or are any of them here? Can we ask this question to them? The only thing I know is canon out of abilities is one of the languages that Lucy can speak, because he can speak Oscuric. I'm gonna open my window. It's getting hot in my room. In terms of like what spells they can cast and stuff like that, I think it's a mix of just D&D gameplay and they tried to choose spells that were most accurate to their lore and their characters. But I know like character descriptions and stuff like that were all lore accurate. What's the reason behind Gale knowing what a gun is? His past lives. And we'll get more into that soon. So they held hands and frolicked around the town. Yes, that is canon, and that's my favorite part. I'd like to think that their abilities in D&D are loosely related to what they can do in lore. I believe that they are, because when Roscoe made the character cards, I think that was one of his focuses to like make it, give them a class and everything that was pretty lore accurate. They're in the meeting right now, but no, they're not turning it on with Mana-san. Shut up. Anyways. I hope they stay in the meeting. Past life, this is why I'm watching the stream. Yes, welcome. This is the closest you'll get to a video essay on Avalon lore. And Roscoe's video here. To 4 hours? His thing was 4 hours? Oh my god. I was gonna try to watch that on stream today. I guess not. I guess not. I'll do that in my own time. Arthur's power connects to Gale's multiple past lives. Possibly. We know that Gale's had the crystal in his past lives as well. Hi, Estelle. We know that Gale... I love these streams. It's so fun to all chat. I know! I like to gather everyone and talk about it. It feels like we're having a slumber party and I'm just yapping. We're having a slumber party talking about our crush, Mortimer. Anyways. Thank you for joining me in my insanity. Pass the treats around? Hell yeah. Sketching this? Yeah, let's go. It'll be so cute. Let's see. Yes. The big lore drop VP. His 2.0 outfit VP was like over 10 minutes of just straight up lore. I do think Arthur's abilities are related to him having multiple lives, or Arthur's abilities are related to him remembering his past lives, could also be the case. And it's just interesting because this, as far as we know, this is the first time he's actually remembered his past lives. So it's interesting on why that is. But going on, D&D, this was from May. This slide specifically is not from the D&D stream. I love that there are people just as passionate. Dude, you don't know how happy I am about that. I'm not gonna lie. What did he title it? No. D&D, because when things were first starting up, it was so hard to find people who wanted to yap with me about it. My friends would all listen and they would like tag me when something came out, but they were not as invested, but they would still listen. I love them. Anyways, this stream is where they made the character sheets. Still learning about lore. We will learn together, bestie. This is why I say this is the only time I know one thing is canon, is because one of these skills here is Oscuric. And someone brought that up in one of these streams actually. And they were like, oh, what do you know about Oscuric? And I was like, I didn't even fucking notice that, right? And then I was like, maybe it's a D&D thing. And then Roscoe was like, it's not a D&D thing. And then in another stream, I was like, I saw Lucy and I was like, Lucy, what's Oscuric? And he was like, it's a language, but I don't know how to use it. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean you don't know how to use it? So that's where we are with Oscuric. And that's why I think there are probably some skills here that are actually canon, like lore related rather than D&D related, but most of them are probably D&D related. The guild is lore related. Avalum is, it's like the Adventurers Guild of Primaterra is what they were in. But yeah. More info on Avalum. The Adventurers Guild of Primaterra, Zanny, Cass, Gale, and Lucy were a part of this in Primaterra. Not knowing how to use a language. Dude, he was like, I can read it and I can understand it, but I don't know how to speak or write it. And I was like, that makes no sense. He did say it was Latin based though. So that's what we got from him. Adventurers Guild of Primaterra, Zanny, Cass, Gale, Lucy were a part of this. Roscoe is from Primaterra, but he was quote-unquote homeschooled, experimented on. So all he knows is Necropolis. This is on Gaia, which is their current world. Zanny was also homeschooled, but it was because he was nobility, very different experiences. Cass is not a wood or high elf. He is good at everything. It was later explained that he's a lightborn. Do I know what this means? No. Magic existed in Primaterra that we knew. The Age of Glass ended and left behind ruins. I think we now believe that this was during King's reign. The four of them explored Shamai, which was one of the continents of Primaterra, and Lucy claims that he explored the whole world even if he can't remember it. The D&D stream itself, July 11th. Shamai, Primaterra. Wait, so the scientist was in Primaterra? Yes. The scientist was from Primaterra. Not Necropolis. He killed the scientist in Primaterra and then got isekai'd to Necropolis and has been living there ever since. Shamai, Primaterra. Largest continent with many disasters and many wars with scars scattered throughout. It's the central hub for trading, commerce, and culture, and etc. Has diverse landscapes. The blooming Prismwood to the west, vast Skalmorn plains to the east, towering peaks of Lordgrasp to the north, dense Kiamdar wilds to the south, and many events, battles, and legends to Shamai. The journey of almost Avalum, minus Roscoe, is in the year 437. I did a lot more than I thought on these slides last time. Nice. The background. Journey starts during a time of peace and prosperity. Advancements in the arcane. Provinces that survived are resilient. Survived the war and the tragedies and all that. Adventurers became prevalent to fight evil. Gale, also known as the Slayer of Sanwin. Cassian, the elven warrior of the Tessari Isles, a Lightborn. Town name, Silveria. which we got from Luigi's Mansion 2. Zanny, the incubus of the second circle of hell, exile of House Netherbrand. And Lucian, a wandering nomad referring to the throneless or the wandering king. This starts to make more sense when we learn about the Lunaris family. They met at the port city in Sanwin, rescued a half-elf named Osea, who referred them to Calvin in the city of Catanea. Modern technology, no. I don't think I've seen a fanfic like that. But also, I haven't read every single fanfic out there, so... They really be dropping lore at the weirdest times? Yes. When I tell you, one of Roscoe's first stream lore drops was, Pizza Tower? Fucking Pizza Tower? Pizza Tower. Anyways. Calvin recognizes Cass's crystal. The job to go find evidence of... It was such a jump scare! That's what I'm saying! Ugh. And then the other one was Poppy's Playtime. At least he, like, actually set it up for that. I kid you not, if you look at the lore... Where is it? Where's the stupid thread? When you look at the one we got from Pizza Tower... No, that's from... Oh, I accidentally linked it wrong. I know I messed up at some point. Where'd it go? It's just... He's just playing a lore background with the game in the background. It's just... Whatever. I'm fine. I don't think I watched Pizza Tower. Someone else gave me the clip. Random ass VOD and got jump scared by lore. Baby lorehead. Yeah. Why is my Oshi like this? I don't know. The other one, I can't get mad about the other one, but like one of the other ones was during a difficult game about climbing. And I'm pretty sure I supa'd for that one, so I can't get mad about it being in the middle of a game for that. I still am upset about the deleted VOD, but he says we have everything we need from that, so fine, whatever. This was also from a difficult game about climbing. That was just random. This was, I think, also from us all freaking out. Let's see. Difficult game about climbing. This was from us freaking out and asking for crumbs. This was from Poppy's Playtime. Sigh. I remember my first time watching Pizza Tower and getting jump scared by lore. Yup. Why was that VOD deleted? He made that lore related. He said it was being deleted for our safety. It was after a gorilla. It was completely unannounced, unplanned. I thank God one of my friends recorded it, because if they hadn't, I would have cried. Because we would never have gotten the clips or the lore, and I just would have died on the spot. But it's okay. I asked him to bring it back once. I did try asking him to bring it back. But he said no. He was like, we don't need to bring it back. You have everything you need from it. And I was like, that's not the point. I just want it back. But he does claim it's for our safety because the Roscoes were created as an experiment, and then what he didn't expect was for the Roscoes to develop their own soul, and for our own safety he wiped our memories and released us, but we chose to stay, and now he's telling us the truth, but it's dangerous, so he's deleting that video. At least I tried. Yeah, at least. At least I was there to watch the thing. Oh my god. If that had happened while I was sleeping or something, I would have lost it. But that's okay. It's fine. Calvin recognized Cass Crystal. He's trying to protect us. Yeah, he loves us. Trying to protect his kids, I guess. No, he loves us. He says he never hated us. And before I accuse him for hating us the next day. The job: to go and find evidence of illegal mines where they were mining arcanite. Arcanite has similar properties to crystals. They store and release manas in different ways. This is when we got a lot of information about crystals. They're sought after and highly controlled, not as much potential as the crystals belonging to the boys, but just as dangerous. For more information, they talk to a miner that is a miner, like mining miner, that is the only survivor, but he has lost his mind from the incident. Monsters / ghosts in the mines took the people. There were a lot of screams. They found something that they shouldn't have, buildings underground that they had never seen before. They wanted salvation. This is what the miner says. One of them catches it just briefly as they're leaving. And this line is repeated many times when it comes to anything Mortimer. And it hasn't fully been explained, but it's kind of been explained as to why this is the line that comes up. The mines seem abandoned, and the arcanite that is visible is completely drained or inert stone. Mines were also not well organized. The different tracks were not properly connected. Deeper in the mines, more inert arcanite. The salvation thing is kind of related to King, or we get more information from the King stream. Found a dead and dried out body in the mine. Literally just skin and bones, no soul, which was checked by Lucy. They find an underground city that seems to be old and from a forgotten era from before the Age of Glass. It's unclear how the city ended up underground, but it is enclosed in the cave with no sign of outside entrance, so they can't see how the city could have come into the cave. And then Lucy starts to have flashbacks, and then he rolled horribly on the history check, and so all we got was that we know the architecture is old. Someone who goes to his meet and greet needs to shake him by his shoulders and extract Lore's clues and answers. But then the lore is so paywalled. I've thought about it. If I can think of specific questions, I might. Bonjour. That's the extent. Bonjour. D&D. We are talking about VTubers who did a D&D stream. Avalum did a D&D stream with Roscoe as the Dungeon Master. And this gave us lore or their backstories. Thanks, Lucy. That's really helpful. It's... yeah. Lucy should have rolled better. He rolled really badly that entire stream. The city seems abandoned. No signs of life. It's reached after going through a tunnel ravine full of arcanite. Glows a dark blue. Crystals are reacting to the arcanite. Crystals are still glowing during and after fights. Different buildings of different levels of ruin. Coming in contact with the shadows engulfed them and caused them to get weak and emaciated of sorts. And then they hear the name Ailred. Very dim lights on the battlefield that they fought on. This was during their long rest. Resembling the shadows that they fought, seems more ghostly than shadows. It's old, he says, to the crumbling buildings covered in bones and dust. Exactly. Very dim lights on the battlefield that they fought, resembling the shadows that they fought, seems more ghostly than shadows. One walks through Lucy but does nothing. They don't seem like normal souls. No taste, no smell or taste, as if they're empty. This information we did get from Lucy, so he was helpful with this. There were some other things that they rolled so poorly on, and I was like, dude, you're gatekeeping the information from everyone here because of your dice rolling. And I can't even blame it on how they're rolling the dice, because it's online. They rolled their dice online. It was RNG. Anyways, the souls. Lucy does not know what the ghosts are, has never seen them before, and they aren't really doing anything. They are whispering and moaning the name Ailred, eventually fade away and disappear. They find another dried out dead body, paper and pocket, which was the evidence, and it was Nicholas was related to the illegal production of arcanite. This I didn't recognize until later, but Nicholas was a character they met at the beginning in Calrin's office. Banners of the old city, unknown of what city it is, but it's gold and red color. Banners have letters on a torn piece that is readable. Dash and Veil. I don't think we ever got an explanation for what this is. Oh my god, pause. My avatar is going to glitch out because I'm going to write this down. This will be something I ask him in the meet and greet. This will be the first thing I say. No introduction, just what the fuck is Veil? Or is it important to the overall lore story? That will be my question. Because that's probably something he would answer. Crystal Bearers. Nameless bright blue ghost dubbed Xavier by Gail Gallion. One time Lucy rolled well was to intimidate that random guy and it didn't even matter. He scared him too much. Anyways, yeah, it is canon for Lucy to have memory issues, but he has like clear flashbacks sometimes. I'm hungry, so I'm gonna start eating peanuts. They're from Korea. Anyways. Doesn't remember name because everything was taken from him in the city. Called them Crystal Bearers, unwanted in the abandoned mines. The one who took everything was also a Crystal Bearer, held Mortimer. And Crystal Bearers bring misfortune. His specific words were, "We were promised salvation, we were given desolation. Now we only wish to be left alone in our eternal prison without meddling from your tears." We later learned that the tears are referring to the crystals because when the crystals fell from the tear, which is Avalon, when they fell from the tear, people described it as the sky crying, which is how the crystals also came to be known as tears in the past. Oh, how ignorant you are. You hold immense power. Be careful you do not misuse it. Leave so we may slumber. Name was taken, only to be left with a damning conscience with nowhere to call home, and he was still speaking until Gail Gallion interrupted him. And he has no soul. We are anchored here. The one that did this in the first place, Mortimer. We were tricked by Aelred, tricked. Unlike the rest of us, I forgot Aelred was mentioned here. I'll have to include that in my next few sketches. Still trying to figure out what that man was doing. Is Aelred king or scholar? I can't remember. I know it was confirmed to be one of them. Oh my god. Did you post something new? Oh, yay. Oh, this is so cute. Aw, thank you. So cute. Is Scholar? Okay. I know that Scholar... We only know Scholar was researching life and death because that's what scholars do, and then Roscoe said something happened to Scholar to, like, make him redouble his efforts. Let's see. Unlike the rest of us, he was given the mercy of joining with the rest of the Crystal Bearers, absorbed, a much more merciful end than what he deserved. This is when we started to realize that the voices in Roscoe's head were not from his barley parts, they were from the crystal. Unsure if all crystals absorb their owners, that is for you to find out. The holder of Stella, Lucy, has more important things to worry about. These things have been since revealed. The Tears files, Mortimer, Arthur, Zealot, Juris, and Mirren. There are confirmed past crystal owners, seem to have a negative connotation to some, spoken about as if holding the crystal is holding someone's or something's power. The boys' theory, which Roscoe gave to us on April 4th. The crystals have some kind of power or inherent will to be reunited with each other. This may have influenced the boys meeting and finding each other because everything seems too smooth to be a coincidence. Note, Mortimer does not like the term crystal bearers. He emphasizes that he and his siblings are more than tools. Placeholder for literally everything. Oh my god. Oh my god. Why did I do this to myself? Okay, let's see. What should we start with? I guess we start with Gale, right? Because it's debut order. So let's take this and throw it. Kamba, thank you. I love how I just in all caps too. Placeholder for literally everything. Let's see, do I still have them downloaded? I'll have to scroll a bit. Piss gallons. Yeah. I don't think I do. I think I need to go to Google. Or maybe the FSP website? My work will be worth it, yes. Mortimer probably just likes being called by his respectful name. He also doesn't like being regarded as an object, which honestly is so fair. So very fair. Let's see. Yeah, I don't have it anymore. Okay, that's fine. We'll improvise. Let's see. I was about to do something and I just forgot what I was gonna do. Oh, yes, I remember. Let's see. If you want to see the lore, see the clips, please refer to my pinned thread on Twitter, like underscore Arin. Oh my goodness, no. Whoa, okay. I know technically I could embed the clips into these slides, but that's a lot of work. Is Mortimer evil? He's a great, well, Roscoe thinks he's evil. Well, no. Roscoe is being told by everyone else that he's evil. But I still love him, so Mortimer just has a job to carry out, so he's sassy. No, I think he is more of a gray area. But he's like a darker gray. He's not a light gray for sure. He's a dark gray. That's for sure. Oh my god. No, we weren't done with everything. The static. Didn't Mortimer say we should be scared of Roscoe? He didn't say we should be scared of Roscoe necessarily. I think he said that I think he made fun of us for not knowing what Roscoe was trying to do. Or is trying to do. And we still don't know. Mortimer tells us that Roscoe's desperate for something. And that we should be aware of that. The only reason he might have seen evil, well, no, because King, Soldier, and Scholar are also very adamant that you should never trust Mortimer and that we should be careful. But yes, King also commented that he's excited to see what Roscoe may become in that same vein. Mortimer also implied that Roscoe's true self is still deep within him. He dislikes Roscoe and us because we're not natural, but King, Scholar, and Soldier have no reason to care for that. They've known him for centuries, probably. But they definitely make him out to be some kind of evil being or some kind of dangerous being. Yeah. And Roscoe has told us repeatedly that we also should not trust Mortimer. Why is Father Roscoe keeping things from us? Because he likes to see us suffer, and he said so multiple times. He says he likes to see us suffer and that he likes to see us squirm. These were literally his words. Anyways, let's go look at his audio file so we can figure out what notes to create. That's turning my headphones off, turning headphones back on. He doesn't hate us, he's just a little sadistic, I guess. Okay, sounds.
Commencing audio log number 42. Topic, static. There's been a weird noise, which I'm calling the static, that I and the rest of the group have been hearing for the past few weeks. Not only that, but during our conversation, Mortimer seemed to be caught off guard by it as well. I've been racking my head about it for hours now, but I can't seem to figure out what it could be. So I'll state what we know about this static so far. Firstly, we know that whatever this noise is has been repeating at irregular intervals.
Yes, there's audio logs. My mic is making it really hard to type. I'm gonna move this over. Can you guys still hear me okay? I hope so, because I need to be able to type properly. Boy, my typing speeds are faster than this. After we listen to all of them, I need to do a character study. Real and true. I'm glad you can still hear me. Okay, that's good. Okay, let's start over.
Commencing audio log number 42. Topic, static. There's been a weird noise, which I'm calling the static, that I and the rest of the group have been hearing through the past few weeks. Not only that, but during our conversation, Mortimer seemed to be caught off guard by it as well. I've been racking my head about it for hours now, but I can't seem to figure out what it could be. So I'll state what we know about this static so far. Firstly, we know that whatever this noise is has been repeating at irregular intervals, going on for random times during the day or night, and there seems to be no pattern at all. Secondly, our crystals seem to be reacting to it as well. I've heard from the guys that their crystals pulsed and flickered when the static showed up, so whatever this is, it's messing with the ears. And lastly, Mortimer's last statement. Someone doesn't respect privacy. What does that even mean? Is someone watching? But how? I swear, if it's some stupid magic thing, I'm gonna get so mad. Whatever the case, how can a sound track us? It's only an audio frequency. How can that... Wait. What stupid magic thing? I'm gonna get someone... Mortimer's last statement. Someone doesn't respect privacy. What does that even mean? Is someone watching? But how? I swear, if it's some stupid magic thing, I'm gonna get so mad. Whatever the case, how can a sound...
Locked in.
audio frequency. How can that... Wait. What if it isn't just a sound? It could be a byproduct of something else, something that's being used to track the energy of... Oh my god, I'm a genius! A console in the lock. I've got work to do. Byproduct of something else, something that's being...
Byproduct of something that's being used to track the energies. Keyboard ASMR. Something that's being used to track the energies of assumed to be crystals. Okay. So that was the first audio file. The static was something that was heard in the boys' streams multiple times. I think Zandy played it twice. Um, he didn't comment on it. Lucy and Cass both heard it in their ending screens. And he said, well, and they both kind of were just like, what the heck was that?
What was that?
Versus Gail, who was like, I gotta go.
Oh. I have to go.
That was the static. This was before Ravenous debut. Yes, this was before Ravenous debut. Yeah. Roscoe was trying to figure out what the static was being caused by. This was coming out almost right before Ravenous's debut announcement. And it's basically been confirmed that this was just Ravenous contacting them.
Commencing audio log number 43. Topic: unraveling the static. With a little research, testing, and the help of my incredible genius, I've finally figured out what the hell the static is. It's not just a sound after all, it's a sort of radar. And whatever is sending this static has imitated our crystal energy signature and is simply sending it out in order to look for us. It's probably the same bozo.
Zanny did hear things. Zanny did hear, he just didn't say anything about it. Because everyone else made a comment. But Zanny's stream had the static, and then he just ended stream. He didn't say anything about it. So they all heard it. I think Zanny even played it twice.
Commencing audio log number 43. Topic: unraveling the static. With a little research, testing, and the help of my incredible genius, I've finally figured out what the hell the static is. It's not just a sound after all, it's a sort of radar. And whatever is sending this static has imitated our crystal energy signature and is seemingly sending it out in order to look for us. It's probably the same bozos whose faces I've been rating. Well, no matter. They are not gonna get a drop on us. I know I scared them a bit. Look at this, look at that. Alright. Time to send the signal right back at them. And
Zanny knows more than he says in the lore. I agree.
imitated our crystal energy signature and is seemingly sending it out in order to look for us. It's probably the same bozos whose faces I've been rating. Well,
Hi,
no
Kiwi.
matter. They are not gonna get a drop on us. Why don't I scare them a bit? Look at this, look at that. Alright. Time to send the signal right back at them. And go.
Hi, Kiwi. Welcome on in.
Bet you weren't expecting me to find you instead.
Avalon's lore as a show or series would hit so hard. I wish. I'm hoping that we do get a video of Ravenous and Avalon meeting in canon, because it has been implied that it's been explicitly said that they've officially met. Yeah. Get Roscoe in the director's chair. It would take so much money if we're being real. It would take so much money for art and script writing and then animation and editing. Oh my god, I can't even imagine how much a project like that would take.
I've been rating. Well, no matter. They are not gonna get a drop on us. I know I scared them a bit. Look at this, look at that. Alright. Time to send the signal right back at them. And go. How do you like that, lab coat? Bet you were expecting me to find you instead. Maybe this time you'll... Huh? That's not right. There shouldn't be... They're the same?
Oh my god, I edited the wrong one. Whoopsies. Many shorts ideas. Oh. I mean, even for shorts, I don't think FSP plans to do any yet. At least not canon ones, but I'm sure like a lot of people would be willing to do fan works. A lot of people have done fan works already, actually. I wish we knew more about their abilities in Magic. Me too. I wish we knew a lot more about everything. Let's see.
Radar in our
Let's see.
Oh my god, finally! Guys, we have a problem.
This had better be important, man. I was kind of in the middle of something.
So, what's going on? Okay, so you know how we've been hearing this weird noise in our heads? I think I finally figured out what it is. It seems to be some sort of paracausal abnormality that's been emanating at irregular intervals and
Oh my god. Freaking science words.
Okay, so you know how we've been hearing this weird noise in our heads? I think I finally figured out what it is. It seems to be some sort of
Paracausal. What does that even mean? Couldn't he have just said paranormal? I guess no, it's a little different. Irregular intervals and transforming into electromagnetic. Paracausal abnormality. That's... He's just saying word. Roscoe's a nerd in canon. Roscoe's a nerd in canon and IRL. He has a degree in STEM, as he likes to point out to everyone. I love our nerd. Yeah. Oh, that would Gale Lord. Nice. Okay. Paracausal abnormality emanating irregular intervals and transforming. That is emanating. What? At irregular intervals. You know I'm not a STEM person because of how little this sticks to your brain. You're more likely to remember things when there is already information in your brain that it can stick to because you have a familiarity with it. The fact that I had to go back to that sentence like 5 times to write down 5 words tells you how much I care about science, right? I was a psych major. I have a STEM degree too. Do I care about this science? Absolutely not. Roscoe loves his sci-fi, that's true. Irregular intervals.
causal abnormality that's been emanating at irregular intervals
And transforming.
I'm not following. Roscoe, please explain in simpler terms. All this science nonsense is making my head hurt.
Okay, so basically there's some sort of energy frequency acting as a radar and our crystals have been reacting to it. And since we're attuned to them, we've been feeling this frequency as well.
Interesting. Do you know what's emitting the frequency?
Not entirely. We've been feeling this frequency of energy.
Heard.
Okay, so basically there's
Okay. Is this where we learned that he was actually a scientist IRL? Oh, okay. God, I love him. I know. He's like, oh, okay. Well, he's just kind of known as a science tech guy. Yeah, that's true. Okay. What was this from? Eh? January 12th? Can I look up by date? I can't. Roscoe Barber Shop? Eh? What time did the stream start? 10:26. I think it started at 8. 2.5 hours in? Load faster, come on.
Let me see. Holy crap, she does. Wait, when's your latest upload?
Oh wait, no. Oh my god, why'd he scream like that? 2.5 hours. I'm only 1.5 hours. Oh my god, the quality is so bad. Let's fix that. Did we get to 3.5 hours? We did not. So it has to be somewhere around here. It's always in the most random streams. The goofy ass scream. I love him. Now it's struggling to load because I told it to change the quality. Oh, there we go. He has a science related associate's degree, but he does like sci-fi and bioscience. That's true. He's just drawing. He's not yapping about anything. Where the hell did this come from? He also talked about Ravenous and Nemesis. Speak, Roscoe, speak. I don't remember this.
Mortimer's my crystal. So Avalon's crystals
Oh, here we go.
are, so I'll name him. So Gale has a crystal named Arsur, A-R-S-U-R. I have a crystal named Mortimer, M-O-R-I-M-E-R. No, wait, M-O-R-I-M-E-R, Mortimer. Cass has a crystal. Sounds like a tub.
Oh my god, talk about the lore. Please.
S. And Lucy has a crystal named Selot, S-E-L-O-T. Each crystal kind of has its own personality, like in a sense. Some talk with others.
These are cute assets on him, by the way. Just saying.
Just, I don't know how to draw like a freaking knot of hair, John. Like, what do I do? What are you drawing? I'm drawing Rapunzel's hair, but I'm trying to make like a little like rope thing of hair. More mention of Mirror found by health. Yes, Mirror was found by health. They have kept Mirror under lock and key for generations. Let it go down, but the fun.
Talk about the lore. Is this a... Why? We were doing so well. Okay, we're back. We're back. Ekin did a good job, yes. They're so cute.
Isekai, dimensions. Yeah. Do we know if you have all the crystals? We don't know what crystals are accounted for. No one knows. We'll find out later. In the next episode of Avalon Lore. I should really get that D&D session thing done.
We're still back. Yay.
The crystal giving cast up down. From my memory, I think so. I believe so. I remember. No, I still remember. I have it written down on my document. I'm still prepping for that. Trying to like But it's there. They're there. Don't worry. They're there. I'll have them there. I would like to do more. I have to find time with the boys. We have a lot of stuff planned. This month. So I gotta see.
Did I miss it?
It's either this month or next month. We'll see. We will see.
Because he's already moved on to a different topic.
Next week's anniversary? No. We're an exception. Like everybody else, the crystals kind of let themselves be taken or used.
I never thought I'd see the.
Like that for what Ravenous? I don't know. I don't. That was no name. That was no name.
I never thought I'd see the day where I wished Roscoe would speak quicker.
I really thought Ravenous was. They're like, in my mind, they're like anti-heroes. You know what I mean? Because they're kind of like doing things to like for themselves. Honestly, I don't explain to you. They're like they're anti-heroes. Oh, I got it. So that's the timeline. Now, the story continues even further when Ravenous debuted. Ravenous. All I'm thinking. So they never found Avlin? We don't think we fully unlocked
Oh,
Avlin.
here it is! We found it! Oh my god! Okay, I was so committed. Okay.
So that's the timeline. Now, the story continues even further when Ravenous debuted. Ravenous. Hold on, please. So they never found Avlin?
Timestamp 22040. Okay. Stream link. Victory! Oh, shoot. I guess random notes. Because I don't really know how to categorize this link. 22040. Oy. Okay. Did he ever finish the barbershop, by the way? I don't think he did.
Unlock what Avlin is. We think we need all the crystals. Not all the crystals are there to but we don't know. We don't know.
No,
There might be
mama.
more to Avlin than what we think. What is our ideology right now?
Oh my god, speak faster, Roscoe, please.
Right? Is there another Avlin then? No, there's only one Avlin. There's only one Avlin. Now, with Ravenous, it seems, because it seems from the information that I've attained, that whatever secret organization that Nyx is under was also printing crystals. Nyx had been established in other places to find crystals. Whatever the architects wanted to do, they need crystals. However, through a certain chain of events, Nyx broke out. And now they're looking for us for answers. Mostly on the crystals. But where did the crystals come from? That's a very good question, Roscoe. That's a very good question. I wonder where they come from. We don't know. We don't know.
I do believe Project Nemesis is Nyx himself. But there might have been more of a project related to it. I'm also not 100% sure. I would need to go back and look again. They used that during... Really? Interesting. Huh. I do think it's Nyx himself. I think that's why he's NIX, Nemesis 9. But I'm not 100% sure, but I also need to pee, so I'll be right back. I'll be back. I forgot we got all the names of ravenous crystals, but no, I don't think we've heard of all of them, or we've seen all of them yet. We've seen Nyx's, we can see Malam's. I think Altus is the one he wears as a necklace, but I don't think we've seen... We might have got a glimpse of Nayu's in the lore video, but I don't think we've seen Rysars. Welcome back, thank you. Thank you. But yay, I'm glad I'm glad you guys are having a good lore time here. Okay, Gale Galleon. I'm just gonna screenshot this. First lore drop ever. Never talks about it again. This is a huge chip on my shoulder. I live in anger at this. Always have a great time here. Yay! Yippee! Okay, anyways. He dropped it a few days after debut. You know, like a couple weeks after debut. And then just never mentioned it again. Ever. Do you know how that makes me feel? It makes me feel some kind of way. And it's not a good kind of way. The fact that he gave us our first lore drop, our first random lore drop came from the Gale Galleon, and then he didn't touch lore for like months after that. I was like, excuse me, pause. But that's fine. It's fine. It's whatever, it's fine. They hate me, it's fine, it's whatever, it's fine. It's fine. He was the first one. He's the first one to ever give us a random lore drop. So back when my Twitter thread was chronologically ordered, Gale was the first one there. And he was actually, I think, this was actually the reason I made the lore thread to begin with. I want to ask him now, but I don't know if he'll give us any lore bits. I'll ask him at the meet and greet. I'm gonna write that down, actually. Watch him be like, LOL. Oh! Guys, this is the funniest thing. I opened my notes app on my phone to write down to ask Gale about this. Guess what I already have written down? I just have Gale's name, and then I have fucking the first lore tweet. Nothing else. That's all I have on my notes app for Gale. Fucking the first lore tweet. Anyways. Torment the boys, yes. Let's see. The aggression, thank you, of course. We'll see if I get any answers, actually, though. Let's see. An excerpt from a scratched out C from a C with very passionate, yes, with the name scratched out, because of course it is. Mentions of Leviathan's nest, a sea monster from Leviathan's from the Bible, right? Question mark? Hebrew, yes. So, Eastern mythology. Okay, so not the Bible, but is in the Bible. But sea demon, sea creature, in mythology. This is what gets me. Who all is going to meet and greet? I'm going. I'm seeing Roscoe, Gale, Nyx, and I'm trying not to buy any more to save my wallet. Let's see. Verse from a tattered parchment. None will be left, a blight will take hold, and greed will consume the rest. Like, it's so like... I'm actually gonna crop out the picture so we can make this bigger. It's so obviously like, OMG, doom and destruction, and then we just get nothing else on it. Like, come on. Oh, nope. Fix that. To do that. There we go. That looks good. That doesn't look good. Okay, there we go. Ah! There we go. It won't be go East Coast debuff. No! That's fun. Thank you. I will definitely have fun. Okay. What stream was this from? This was from... what did they call it? All That Glitters, I think? Was that on Zanny's channel? That one must have been Zanny's channel because it's his background. I can't tell if the capital... I think it was like the capitalized words are supposed to be a new line. So it's supposed to be like a poem. Roaring tides below, rolling depths now fast, lies a bed of gold within Leviathan's nest. Riches are bestowed, and none will be left. A blight will take hold, greed will consume the rest. It's a poem. And the capitalization is probably because Twitter hates line breaks and doesn't do it properly. Yeah. It must have been this one, because I'm in the middle of the VOD. No. That's not the right one. He doesn't look like he did in the clip. But is this from May 2nd? It is from May 2nd. This is the right one. Okay. Actually, you know what's a better idea? Let's see. I want to format this differently. Because, let's see. Leviathan's Nest. Because I want to title each slide on what it's about. Okay. Bounty Hunter. Wait. In which case I would want, like, this to be me when the aesthetics matter a little too much here, and then I can go here and then go here and go here and then go back here and then delete and then paste. There we go. Okay, there we go. This feels better. Whew. Okay, I kind of want to see if they spell something though. Ah, I actually never thought about that. RL, no. Already no. Because there's no, there's only one vowel. A. RLLRA. I need to make a playlist of all the streams where lore is mentioned. Real. Sin of Envy. Well, that's probably why it's all with treasures. But yeah. Yeah. Me, when I see a Leviathan and all I can think of is, obey me. Okay. I'll take this. Let's see. Gale has coats with Avalon colors on his ship in the background. I just think of Leviathan on our chat, that's also true. Brain work, please. Leviathan's another rascal. One of the gang. The colors matching up are a coincidence. He got the coats during his bounty hunting days where he killed, they're in the lore, where he killed other captains. The last captain that he killed is the one who had the crystal. Yes, yes. Hold on.
Telling a story that was unfolding before me.
The fates were like
The final guy that I killed for that coast was actually the one that was holding my crystal.
Oh, very nice. Good old bit of murder. So we both stole our crystals.
Wait, what?
So we both stole our crystals.
Yeah, so did Roscoe.
Oh, are we just all thieves?
I hope so. I don't want to be a good guy.
Fair.
Being good always leads to a tragic ending.
My theory is that this also came from the coat. I can't trust coincidences with this guy. Yeah, me neither. Oh. Oh. They totally planned that. It was 100% a planned conversation. Oh, that's too big. That's also a tad big, but we can adjust to this. Okay, there we go. Only Lucy and Cass got them respectfully. Yeah. But I mean, only Cass kind of got his in like a normal way. Everyone else, it's like kind of fucked up.
Every time I close my eyes, I see it. Flashing lights. Things I've never even seen before. Things I didn't think were possible. I also see tragedy befalling to people I know.
Did I write anything with this tweet? Or did I just put Arthur and Deja Vu? I just put Arthur and Deja Vu. Of course I did. Okay, let's go back and break this down.
Every time I close my eyes, I see it. Flashing lights. Things I've never even seen before. Things I didn't think were possible. I also see tragedy befalling to people I know. I can't explain it, but somehow it feels like deja vu.
Past lives probably, and then also maybe glimpses of the future, because it says these tragedies fall onto people he knows. It's supposed to be sad but voiced Tascara. Very true, very real. Okay. putting this in another window just so I can type it a bit easier. So give me just a moment. This can be smaller. And then the next two lore drops were from Menshi, so I can't link them, but I will still write them in. Menshi, what's in a dream? Zatsu tells us, let's see, has dreams that he can't remember when he wakes up, leads to feelings of deja vu, says his dreams are in a place he doesn't really know and can't get out of, only remembers when the dreams come back. The VA go crazy, yeah. Arcer's ability, yes. It does seem to be. Mortimer has said that Arcer likes sleeping. So whatever Arcer's doing in Gale's dreams is definitely related to Arcer's ability. Pain to hold on to. Arcer, I think, is trying to be helpful. Mortimer's just being an ass. Oh, this is what Gale says though. Maybe my crystal is meant to heal people. Maybe that's its power. Maybe I never noticed it because I can't use it on itself. Wish I had known that sooner would have been helpful. This is what Gale says about Arcer specifically. These were his words from the Menshi Whisper ASMR. Mormo's a diva. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And we love him for it. So those were Gale's words. That's the end of Gale's lore thread. Now we're going on to Cassie and Floros. We love our asshole crystals. Okay. Let's see. Oh my god. I clicked the wrong thing. I was like, there's nothing to write about Cass. Cass is a little harder because there's not like specific big lore drops. Magical Girl AU with Mortimer and the others as their magical mascots. Need to draw him again on me including him in the magma. Love that. Archer seems like he's trying to be helpful, but the way he does it is harmful. Yeah. But it could be something like he's just limited in it, you know? But I don't know either. Dewdrops were created from purifying water. He has poison resistance. Poison. See what I mean by it's so random. Calcium Floros. Oh, too big. There we go. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. Okay. Village attack. And then of course his biggest lore drop is in a deleted Twitter space because he didn't know how to archive them. Did his Menchie start already? I thought it was at 8 p.m. I'm not gonna watch Twilight anyways, but I thought it started at 8! Bro!
8 PDT, no? 8 EDT, no?
I thought it said
Did I mess it up?
8 p.m. PDT.
No, this is 8 EDT.
It said 8 on the schedule, no? Am I just blind? No, it says 8 PDT.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. Okay, chat. I messed up, but I put it, I said, okay, That's on me. It says 5 p.m. EDT, 8 p.m. EDT. That's on me. That's on me. I thought it was later. Why would it be at 5 EDT, chat? I switched it up. Okay, to be fair, I'm not saying it's their fault. We didn't see. It made sense in our heads.
I don't plan on watching Twilight. Lore is more important. I've already seen the movie, but I want to see his reaction. What do we do? What time is it? Oh! Do we continue next time? Do we keep going? My head hurts. I'll watch the VOD. There's always VODs, but it's up to you. I want to at least get, we can. But guys, you don't understand. I start work this week. I start work again this week. It's gonna get so busy. Oh. Stupid Roscoe and his stupid schedule. Whatever. We ball. I've already watched the movie. I don't care anymore. We'll just keep going. It's okay. Let's see.
The village I come.
Did I write down a summary? No, I didn't. Okay.
The village I come from.
If your head is hurting, you need to take a break. No, my head was hurting because I needed to make a decision, not like actual hurting. Sorry, I should have clarified. I have my laptop and phone to watch both you and Roscoe. You know what? That's a good idea. I'm gonna put my AirPod in. Because I have my iPad. I'm just gonna listen to him crash out on the side. Okay, there we go. This has solved my dilemma.
The village I come from.
Yeah, like where do you used to live?
The village I come from.
Yeah, like where do you used to live?
I used to live in a very
Dual wielding, yeah.
huge forest that was surrounded pretty much by a singular huge tree. We called it the tree of life. And we built our houses close to that tree.
That's kind of a bad way to word it. But yes, Cass hates humans. That's in his original lore video.
And that's why elves live for so long, because we are being radiated with the life force of that tree.
Or at least that's what you think.
No, we're not scientists. But yeah.
Okay,
But
you know,
then-
yeah, you guys love the tree. I get it. I get it.
It sounds so
The village I
condescending.
come from.
Yeah, like where do you used to live?
I used to live in a very. But then, one day, on the day, or before I got my crystal, there was a huge fire, or more like an accident in the village. An unknown entity described to be clothed in pure black, has attacked the village. It went on a rampage, killed many of my fellow elves. And on that day, the elder has decided to make one of us elves, aka me, guard the crystal that is like that was like protected by the whole village, you know. But as you guys might know, the crystal also gives the wearer powers. So
But-
exactly, he gave me the crystal in order to grow stronger and to be able to protect others from accidents like those. Not accidents, but like attacks, I guess. Yeah,
Which is why I say that Cass's village didn't burn down completely. This was from a Twitter space, I believe, from when they were still in Japan. Actually, I don't know if they were in Japan at this time. Me when I have to fact check myself. It was a space that Lucy and Cass were doing together for whatever reason. Cass, he didn't grow up with the crystal, no. But Cass didn't know how to archive Twitter spaces, so we live off of the recording that one person did. But yeah, so that's a bit of his lore. And then Elven Warrior of the Tessari Iris, Silveria. That's pretty much all the lore we have on Cass. And now you can see why I say Cass is the least we know anything about. He hasn't talked about his crystal at all. Just, the crystal also gives the wearer powers. Excuse me, what powers, bitch? Not bitch, I love Cass. I'm just angry. Okay, Lucy's is gonna take a while. Because there's a lot with that dude. Oh my god, I forgot to put the 2.0 lore in Gales. I'm so stupid. Okay, we have to go back to that. I have a slide. Gale 2.0, during the stream, pipsqueaks are flying their own ship, the pip ship. That's the ship that's going around in the back. Thank God for Roscoe's stream. Yeah, I still haven't watched that, but now I'm understanding why that was a 4-hour stream. Okay, let's see. Okay. Let me link this stream in. He's so pretty. What a pretty man. Look at how he blushes when he smiles.
Monty said, shut up! I'm doing the thing! The final piece of the puzzle. We'll start from the bottom again.
Such a pretty man. Just like staring at him for a little bit. Roscoe was giving a general synopsis on everybody while also answering a bunch of questions. Bless him. Yeah, still sad I couldn't be there. Oh my god. My mom's home. I might have to go, actually. The decision making. Okay, let's just get his 2.0. 2.0 lore VP. Wait. Oop, yeah, oop. Because she's gonna want to eat dinner. Okay, I guess we can't finish. Oh! Okay, it's okay. We'll come back to this eventually. I was hoping that we would get far enough to where I wouldn't feel like I would have to come back to this until they do the next D&D session. However, we did not get that far. So we will do this again. I will probably also work on it on my own time a bit because there's a lot. There's a lot of things that I think I need to look into that I can't really do on stream, like Gail's VP or Lucy's VPs and stuff like that. But yes, we'll do this again. We'll continue next time. Thank you guys for joining me on this little lore hangout slumber party. We'll have a part 2 and we'll crash out together again. Thank you guys. See you next time. Bye bye. Thank you. Bye.